So good morning, everyone. Welcome to a Brilliant Businesses podcast. My name is Nick Bryant, and I'm here again today with Simon Luck from Host My Office. How are you, Simon?
Very well. You?
Very good, thanks. Good to see you again. And we're doing this podcast over Zoom because we're still in lockdown, but hopefully we'll be seeing the light through the tunnel next week when the announcements are made. And we started off this series of podcasts about IT in the workplace with Simon. We started them towards the end of last year, and this is the fourth one. And today we're going to be talking about reflections of 2020 and also predictions for 2021. I think that's right, isn't it, Simon?
Yeah.
On IT in the workplace. So perhaps if you could start off by taking us through it, Simon.
Yeah, so obviously 2020 didn't go as planned. I think that's safe to say. And some of the biggest changes were obviously around how people were working. So 2020 meant that people started working from home. They had to work from home. They were more reliant on virtual team technology. People had to adapt to that, virtual communications, phone systems being at home, working remotely. And that was up and down the country, obviously. And I think obviously it's going to be a trend going into 2021 and probably beyond.
I think it's probably opened up a lot of opportunities. The way that the life has had to happen through the last year with IT in the workplace, where people can be more flexible. It's more of a work-life balance. You mentioned remote working. That's been probably made a lot bigger and more available because of it, and because people have to do it like what we're doing now, which is obviously remote working. So it's been very positive, really, hasn't it?
Oh yeah, there's massive positive opportunities that's come out of this. I mean, you mentioned their work-life balance. That's given people the opportunity to, they don't have to commute into London anymore or commute to wherever. So they can be saving half an hour, 2 hours. Some people might have been commuting and staying over for weeks at a time, and going home at the weekends. We've seen that our clients are using technology. You mentioned they're being flexible. They may start work at 7 o'clock in the morning and finish at 2, 3. They may start at 10 and finish a little bit later. They may have stints or create their own sort of shift pattern during the day, so they can look after families, and that whole working day has evolved. And the way that people have been using technology, they've adapted to that. We've clients that have, a recruitment client, for instance, that's changed the way that they interview their candidates and adapted or incorporated new technology that has allowed them to send videos of their candidates to the clients. So the clients can almost pre-screen candidates. Instead of just having a CV, a paper CV or a digital CV, they've now got a video CV.
That must save so much time, mustn't it, for those recruitment agents?
Massive amounts. So, they used to always screen their candidates that they would come into the office. So not only has the candidate got to make that journey into the office, there's that time taken there. Now they can actually send them a preset set of questions. The candidate can record that in their own time, send that video back in, and then that video can then be passed on to the client, or they can have the two-way conversation as part of the pre-screening process. And that's massive for them.
Yeah, it saves them
forward steps.
Yeah, time is the big thing for recruitment agents, because I expect the whole process, getting someone in or going to them, interviewing them, taking that time, and then also sending them into the workplace. It must free up not only time, but gets the deal over the line a lot quicker. So that must be really important for them.
Yep, they've certainly seen an increase in conversions.
Yeah. So is that a product that you've put together for that?
No.
Okay, all right. Unfortunately,
no. That's a recruitment company that's put that product together.
But it's something that you can offer support with.
For sure.
Yeah, because that recruitment agency uses you for their other hosted desktop.
They use us for our hosted desktop and other collaboration tools. Yeah. So we're still fully supporting them.
Sure.
But what it's enabled us to do is to sort of take that technology into other workplaces, so that they can utilize that.
Yeah, I guess it can be dropped into other industries. It doesn't have to be recruitment, does it? It's in all sorts of ways. Communication. Yeah. And so I'm wondering whether there's any bad points for it, you know, as working freely the way we are. Maybe it's like, you know, you probably work in an evening now, maybe when you wouldn't be working before, because you can jump online and talk to people.
I think you know that people are missing the banter of the office.
Yeah.
And you can have a little bit of banter on Zoom, and it's probably maybe another positive is it's removed some insignificant meetings, the meetings about meetings,
Yes.
and so people have saved some time there. But I still, you know, I think people are either in two camps. They're either going to continue to work, or they're going to try and get back into the office as much as possible. I don't think it'll ever be the same as, you know, everybody doing 9 to 5 in the office Monday to Friday. Some companies may want to revert back to that, but I think a large portion will try and reduce their costs on, you know, overheads on buildings. They're going to go to co-working spaces, so we're seeing them opening up hubs, regional hubs. You know, so they might have people going into satellite offices rather than everybody commuting into one central place. But yeah, you mentioned, and let's not dwell on the negatives, but obviously, you know, the social side of the workplace has disappeared a little bit. You know, we've all done the Zoom quizzes and karaoke's and any other thing that we can do on Zoom, but it's not the same as being in the office and having that banter.
It really isn't it? It's it. We do networking, don't we? We do a lot of networking, which is of course over Zoom right now. And it's opened up a lot of doors, but it's trying to spin off into other areas where you try and keep it social, and it isn't the same. But it has opened up a lot of doors and given us a lot of opportunities. So yeah, I think to summarise, we're very thankful for it and the way it's helped us, because it really has helped everyone through lockdown, and there's lots of positives in it. And hopefully we can take them into 2021. So on that note, you know, going through for projections for 2021, how do you see it sort of going forward in the new year? Now that
as I mentioned, you know, the smaller workplaces, people utilising and continue to utilising the technology. You know, we've adapted to this. We're going to continue using it. People have got their work-life balance. That, you know, their family lives are there. I just think it'll be more of the same. Bit of a hybrid, as in, you know, the balance will even up as in going into the office or having satellite offices. But I think it's the freedom that it has actually given people now. That there was lots of companies that said that they couldn't remote work, and they were forced to, and they've actually seen the joys of doing that. And they've got happier employees, and happier employees are happy, you know, more productive.
And that sort of rolls onto the importance of IT, really, doesn't it? Because we're living in this world now where we're talking to everyone through screens, and so therefore the backup's important, the security's important. There's so many things which have to be ticked to make sure everything's rolling.
Yeah. I mean, the technology is obviously going to be foundations to people's businesses, and as you mentioned there, backup is always going to be key. One thing that's obviously been introduced into the workplace is people using their own devices from home, and so there's some security questions there that need to be answered. You know, who else in the home place is using those devices? What websites are they surfing? What are they doing? What are they downloading? And how, you know, you want to minimise the risk to the business. You can do that with hosted desktops and cloud solutions. If they aren't in place, obviously we'd love, you know, that's an opportunity for us to have a conversation. But there are some security concerns, but it's, as I said, more of the same about making sure that the technology is up to date and is resilient.
Yeah, I think it's again, lots of positives to go into 2021 with it all, and we will all find out more as we go, won't we? And I'm sure new technologies will develop, and ones will fall to the side, and maybe it'll even go into virtual reality somewhere soon. Who knows where we're?
Who knows?
Or we put just a thing on, and we visit places and go to a bar with someone, or go to, who knows what's on the future, but it's all very exciting. And
it is.
Yeah, so thanks for sharing it with us, Simon. Again, another great podcast. I'm really interested to hear what your thoughts are on how last year went and how this year's going to go. So thanks very much.
Thanks for your time.
No worries. And thank you everyone for listening. If you like what we're doing, please subscribe to us on the YouTube channel. Please subscribe to us through the podcast channels. And we'll catch you again for another podcast soon. Thank you very much. Bye.